Welcome back to the After Dark podcast, where we discuss topics that are none of our business. It's your boy Black Mike on the mic. We got Big Stir up top. You already know what it is. Make sure you like and subscribe. Ring the notification bell so you never miss an After Dark episode. Give us 5 stars and a follow on any audio platforms you're listening to. It's time for the show, baby. We are back. We are back, son. You know, kind of feeling ourselves. Last episode went kind of crazy.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah,
appreciate y'all.
Yeah, that was fun to see. We hadn't broke them. We hadn't got numbers like that in a long time. It feels like so. Yeah, it's definitely. So let's keep the train going. But before we get into it, Sterling, man, how you doing? I know we kind of spoke pre-pod, but let the audience know how you doing.
Yeah, man, I'm doing all right. Getting my feet settled in this new role, working a lot, enjoying getting to know my coworkers, getting to know the role, being challenged every day. It's been a grind. I was telling Mike, I feel like, I've been working 50-hour weeks instead of 40-hour week, which is cool, like in the beginning once you're kind of getting your feet wet, but it definitely toned it back a little bit. But, I mean, at this point in my life, for the folks out there, if you're starting a new role, if you're in a role right now you love or you hate, whatever the situation is, bro, grind, especially if you're in your late 20s and going into your 30s or in your 30s, bro, grind right now, bro. Grind right now, because this shit is like, you ain't going to have that type of time when you got a kid and you got a wifey and you got all this other stuff. Even if you got a wife now, have that talk with her. Let her know, like, look, I'm trying to become a 1%er. Like, I can't just, like, sit back here and, like, massage your back every day when you ain't do nothing. Like, that can't be a thing. I don't give a fuck you went to work, but I worked harder. Like, I worked hard. I promise you I worked hard. And ain't no disrespect to the ladies out there, because I know the ladies be working hard too. Trust me, I love y'all. Really love y'all, and y'all are amazing. We wouldn't have this world without you. But things have been going all right. It's getting warm outside. The clock went forward, if y'all didn't know, this weekend, which was crazy. Like, the man was a little off beat on Monday. I can't lie to you. Cannot lie. The sun was not even near out, barely, when I was getting up trying to go ready to work. But just a little nugget of advice for the people out there. I'm gonna tell you something, man. Especially for my people of color. I mean, like, white folks too. You could take it into consideration too. I want y'all to hear this.
I don't know where you about. You like pause like I know where you about to take this. I have no clue where you about to take this.
Don't let nobody drag you down. Don't let nobody drag you down. I don't care if it's your ex-girl, ex-dude, whatever. Don't let your old homies take you down. Don't fall into some BS traps for these people in your life, because then demons be coming after you when you start seeing success, bro. I done seen it. Maybe not as a recent, but I know they coming, because they see my success climbing back up, getting to where I want to be. Don't let these demons, and look, for the dudes out there specifically, don't let no bodies take you down, brother. We already saw my boy Jalen Green got bopped.
Drea out here sniping.
Drea sniped, and she and she is not letting that baby go. Do not let them get you, bro. That alimony, that child support is crazy, especially if you're 1% brother. Like, brother, and I could say white boys, you could be part of the brother gang too. I ain't nothing against that. But if you a part of it, like, they gonna find you and they gonna try to snipe you. And guess what? The best operatives know where all enemies are coming from. The best ops, they know. So don't let that be you. And enjoy your St. Patty's Day weekend, for real, this weekend. Enjoy yourself. Be safe. Don't do nothing stupid. And don't let a Drea situation happen to you. But other than that, it's going good. How about yourself, Big Mike? I know, like I said, when you said we talked pre-pod, like, I want to get an idea where your life's going. And once again, I want to thank y'all for all the love and support on this last video. Keep showing us the love and support moving forward. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I don't think I have any wise words for anybody off the top of my dome, like Sterling eloquently just laid out there for everybody. So definitely listen to them. They will come out and get you on the 1%ers. No one's been coming to get me right now, so I guess I ain't quite got there yet. But it's all right. I'll be checking my phone. I'll be checking it, waiting for them.
Just drive in Sahara Desert.
Waiting for somebody to come and try and snatch what I got, But everything was good this weekend. I went and saw Dune Part 2. absolutely phenomenal movie. If you saw the first one, if you haven't, go check it out. The first one, a lot of people might get turned off from the first one. It's a little bit slower visually and experience-wise in the movie theater. It's absolutely incredible, but it can be a little bit slower. But the second one does not disappoint on any level. It's a phenomenal movie. Definitely go check it out at your local movie theater, too. Don't wait. Go see this at a movie theater. This is one of them. It's one of them you got to go see in the movie theater. Also, Carolina, stand up, big dog.
Hey, stand up one time. Hey, stand up one time. Tell them boys over at Duke, Filipowski, you're trash. Dog, I can guarantee.
He's kind of nice, but like.
But he did you hear him lie about how he said he didn't mean to try to trip what's his face?
That's some bull. But that's some white. This white boy do shit.
That's no shit.
This white boy do shit. You know,
Grayson Allen in the flesh, bro.
We know this.
Hey, mad respect to the Dukies that they put up a good fight. Honestly,
hell no. We ain't about to let you cut in my fucking monologue and try to. No, you give him respect because it's fucking Dukies.
No. All right,
hey,
not
1%, 1% Dukies. Listen to the pod right now. I want you to leave a comment and watch. There ain't gonna be no comments because there's no such thing as a 1% Dookie.
I mean, except for JJ Redick and like them boys. I fuck with JJ now, but. And also, speaking of JJ Redick, if y'all didn't know, FanDuel, DraftKings is in North Carolina. If you have not seen it and you're a dude, I'm going to be 100% honest with you, you've been living under a rock. Like, it is insane. I
also don't know what your algorithms are doing because, like, my shit was flooded with FanDuel. Like, that same old Kevin Hart commercial, Kay Adams was popping up on my shits all the time. Like,
I love seeing Kay, bro.
Yeah, I ain't mad at that. And fuck that nigga Shams, bro.
But for real, if y'all are in the sports betting, hopefully one day we can get a sponsorship from FanDuel or DraftKings. That'd be sick. We are big. I don't want to say we're big bettors, but we're very into the scene of understanding the betting scene. Enjoyable, it's fun, it makes sports great, as well as just obviously the love of the game. Especially with now we got March Madness coming up. People like let's be like. Locked in on this, like get locked in on it. Go ahead and we want to hear y'all's predictions too. We won't necessarily talk about it right now because we don't know the pool yet. But because the ACC tournament starts on Wednesday, tomorrow. So when this is gonna be out, the ACC tournament's gonna be live. We already know who's gonna take that chip too. So go ahead and just lock that shit in for UNC, number one seed in the NCAA tournament again. And lastly, cool thing at work I forgot to mention to you. So my work is offering, we're doing like a bracket thing at work. There's all these different like metrics that we're trying to hit and stuff like that. But my VP is offering box seats to the games in Charlotte for the 22nd and I think the 23rd, 2 tickets. I'm not trying to blow myself up saying I'm being a humble guy, but I thought if I won, I would give it to my parents and let them go. And be able to have that experience because I got a long life to live. I can have that opportunity, but I'm working my ass off to have them be able to do it because that'd be sick. I feel pretty confident that I can win it, and it'd be sick to have them down here. We can go get dinner, catch up, and they could also see the games. Hopefully, my mom would be able to see Carolina play in the tournament, which would be super cool, being that's her alma mater. But that being said, I think, Mike, if you want to, we might have to cop some tickets regardless. if you would have popped down.
They're going to be in Greensboro if they fall into that region.
Oh, yeah. I got a homie that's got a hookup at the Greensboro Coliseum, too, so we might better get finesse some shit for the low.
Yeah, if they definitely fall into that region, then I'd be down to catch a game.
For sure. But, yeah, let's get to the pod, man. I'm excited. Mike, I didn't mean to cut you off, man. I'm excited. I love talking to you guys and letting you guys get caught up and letting you in a little peep. Not too much to our lives, but a little peep, like a little, when you crack the blind, somebody at the front door and you like peering. That's what we like to have. A little bit. Just a little
peeping Tom action. A little peeping Tom action.
Nah, we peeping.
Right? That's what you meant. You said a little creep through the little peeping Tom action. All right.
I didn't say creep. I said creep. I said creep.
I thought you said creep through the blinds. Like, all right, whatever. All right, we need to go ahead. All right, we're going to start with the first topic. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Oh, well, actually, we don't have a lot of stuff to talk about, but we got some good stuff to talk about this week. But I will start it off right here because I think that, at least for me, for my algorithms, I've seen this news kind of fluctuate. I've seen a lot of different opinions on it and where it's going to go. So we're going to start it off with the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight set to be live on Netflix, which is absolutely insane that it's going to be live on Netflix. The bag is crazy. And if Netflix is about to start doing events like this, they are going to eat. They are going to eat. Let me tell you this right here.
It's about to go up, bro.
Let me tell you this right here. This is not financial advice, but for all my people, Netflix is going to absolutely wipe the streaming game. The only competition Netflix has in the streaming game is YouTube, and they're doing two completely different things. So I guarantee you that Disney Plus market share, that the Max already done screwed them shits up. We know what's the Peacock, all of them, they don't stand a chance.
Peacock trash, bro.
They don't stand a chance to get Netflix. So people, listen to me. When you see something in the world and you like it and it just makes sense, don't buy the product, buy the stock. All right? But we're going to get into it. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, Sterling, what are your initial thoughts? Do you like this? Is this going to be good? Who's going to win? I need to know everything. What's going through your brain?
Mike Tyson is the Allen Iverson of boxing. If you understand what that reference is, for the people that may not understand it, Allen Iverson went completely broke at one point after the NBA, just like Mike Tyson at one point was completely broke. Obviously, he had the hangover and stuff that started getting him back off his feet again. He's talked about it. Mike Tyson's actually extremely insightful if you look past the list, because that shit is OD. But he will knock your ass the hell out if you say something stupid. But that being said, I'm actually impressed by Jake Paul. I'm impressed by Mike Tyson. I'm impressed by their marketing team and their agents to be able to maneuver in the way that they have. I'm sure these talks have been going on for at least a couple months to break down the logistics of it and understand exactly what's been going on. Because we had seen videos of Mike Tyson training, and we're wondering what the hell is he training for? He's just being Mike. Mike Tyson's just a beast, right? I've been dying to see him fight somebody like Jake Paul, like an influencer. Even though Jake Paul's a pretty good fighter, man. I ain't gonna take anything away from him. The guy can fight. I got a little bit of respect for him. Dude's getting the bag. He created the influencer boxing thing. At the end of the day, he created this shit. And now it's one of the biggest markets for any known celebrity in the world right now to do that. Because pay-per-view is always going to pay. UFC has been making a bag. Dana White has been making a crazy bag off of pay-per-view ever since the inception of UFC.
Is this technically pay-per-view? I guess behind a subscription model, it still counts.
Yes, it's gonna. I think what they're gonna do is They're gonna do some shit on it. Netflix gonna roll that shit out a couple months before, and you can be like, "What the fuck? I'm about to pay $60 to watch this," or it might come in at a discounted rate. They might allow people into Netflix without the subscription, or they might do the play.
I feel like it would be the opposite. I feel like you could pay without the subscription to watch it, but if you have the subscription. I feel like if you have a subscription, it would be smart for Netflix to just let you watch it. Because if you could have in the back of your brain that at any given moment, Jake Paul and Mike Tyson got a bag. This is Netflix. They got a bag to do this. Okay,
crazy bag.
One thing we know is Netflix is probably it's probably the biggest streaming platform if we're not considering YouTube. Like I said, I put those in two different buckets. It's the streaming. It's the biggest streaming platform. So all the other fighters are going to want to line their pockets with a Netflix deal as well. And if you're a consumer, if you're thinking from a consumer's mind, if all you got to do is pay the monthly subscription to Netflix and all these big fights that we fucking pull up on, God knows what, we're using third-party sites. No one's actually paying for this shit. If we can now just have our Netflix subscription and when those roll out, they're just going to be up there, I think it's going to be a game changer. I think the views for these are going to go through the roof. It's going to be crazy. But what do you kind of think about the fight itself, though?
Oh, I think Mike's still going to knock his ass out. Or not knock his ass out. I think there's probably talks right now between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson's agents and them together as people, because I think they're pretty cool with each other to a degree too. They're probably like, Mike's probably like, I'm going to give you a few rounds. I'm going to knock you down like for the show because like they got to make money. If Mike was going out in like the dog days when he was a demon back in the day biting off ears and shit, he wouldn't give a fuck. He's going out there to kill that motherfucker. Like, but right now, Mike is trying to get the best bag possible. He's also setting himself up for future opportunities to be able to do the same as Jake Paul, to do this as continuous as possible and have multiple fights. And the thing about influencer fights, they're not the same intensity as a real boxing match where they are literally getting fucking smacked down at. Like Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury, like coming at you and hitting you in the mouth. Like you can't just come back 2 months later and be like, let's fight again. Like, no. You already got brain damage. Your brain. I saw a video this past week and some dude's brain came out of his nose. Like got punched in the face and his brain came out, like piece of his brain came out of his nose and hit him in the eye, bro. It flipped into his eye. Like, so I'm thinking Mike's going to beat him. They're going to allow it to be that way, right? They probably already have a rematch set up. Like, that's already in the talks. Like, how can we get this shit to be a prime video type of thing, like, at the end of the day? And if it goes well and there's a great viewing, that's when Netflix is like, how can we get even more money out of this? How can we squeeze more money out of our subscribers? Because to the subscriber standpoint, it's like, if you know how it is, back in the day when Netflix used to allow the free trials, they don't even allow free trials anymore. They don't even allow you to do that shit. But like, it was like, it was like $7.99 or whatever it was. And that shit auto renews and you forgot about it. So guess what? They just got $8 off of fucking a million people. Guess what $8 off a million people is? That's like $8 million, motherfucker, in rev to the business, like straight up gone. And so I'm excited to see, and I will definitely be watching. I would be very surprised to see any knockdowns from Jake Paul because people are going to watch it as Mike Tyson as a legend fighting versus some influencer kid who's still trying to get his feet wet into real boxing. And that's where I think they're going to allow Mike to win. Because I think Jake will put up a decent fight, but I don't know if you've seen the videos of Mike Tyson doing sparring and shit. Motherfucker, them punches look like they fucking hurt. Like still. Like he will kill you type punches.
See, I can't, like my economic brain loves it from a standpoint of what this is going to mean for pay-per-view boxing and where this could all go. And Mike Tyson getting a well-deserved, well-due bag that I know will align his pockets nicely in a way that it probably hasn't been aligned in some time, right? But I don't know if I necessarily love it from a sporting event section. Like, I don't think Jake Paul can really – I think it's a lose-lose situation for Jake Paul. If Jake Paul gets in there and knocks Mike Tyson out, people are going to be furious. And they're not going to be – because Mike Tyson's old, bro. Like, what was the point of you being in the ring fighting up on this old nigga? Like, let's say Mike Tyson really can't hang anymore. And he's 57. And he gets in there and Jake Paul knocks him clean out, bro. Mike Tyson, like, yeah, we think of him as a warrior. But at the end of the day, he's a 57-year-old man. And you beating him up in the head and knocking him out, bro. I don't think people are going to like seeing that. And then in the other way, if Mike Tyson comes out there and beat him up, you know, it's going to be cool. I think people will love seeing that. But I don't think that behooves Jake Paul and his boxing endeavors either. Like, yeah, it's Mike Tyson, but at the end of the day, like the last few times, his last fight, no one watched that. No one gave a fuck about that. The one before that, he lost. And so, or I think so. I don't know. Whenever he fought Tommy Fury, he lost, right? And now he's losing. I don't know. I don't love it from that standpoint. Who do I think's going to win? Damn, bro. I don't know, because I seen those videos of Mike Tyson too, man. Those look vicious. But I also saw him fight Holyfield not too long ago, and I don't know how long. Those videos were very short. I don't know how long you keep whipping that arm like that. Like I wouldn't be surprised he got tired really quickly. And Jake Paul's no scrub. Like he's not. No. These other guys are influencer boxers. Like Jake Paul has I'm not going to say he's like some world-class boxer, but he's definitely separated him. He's separated the influencer in himself and the boxer. They're two separate entities at this point.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Like he's a true athlete in between the ropes. And
he's proven himself now, to me.
That's why I don't like this fight. Like, I feel like enough of the gimmicks at this point. Like, I think you've done enough
I don't think Jake Paul wants to enter the real space of fighting because there's not as much money as he can make in the influencer space. Like, he's proven
but he's talked about it in his interviews that his goal is to, like, truly be a great boxer. Like, he wants to be known hands down as a great boxer. And at the end of the day, you have to fight other boxers and other boxers in your weight class, in your age group. Like, you got to start fighting your peers. Like, it's cool, and this is kind of a broken record gimmick, but at the end of the day, I feel like you got to start fighting your peers. Let's see you up against people who are in the same realm as you and, you know, really prove it to us that way. And I think at this point, too, like, I think Jake Paul, and I'm not, like, super intertwined in the boxing world by any means at all, right? But I think if Jake Paul grabbed somebody who was, like, another boxer who was somewhat had some clout and some following on his own and brought him in there and they, like, market this as, okay, Jake's really about to, like, this is the time when Jake starts his boxing career. I think niggas are tuning in, bro. They're like, they will want to see, is this the real fucking deal, or is he just been like, is this just been a gimmick for the last 5-6 years?
Yeah, that's one of those things where you have to, like, kind of go about it in a way where, I mean, I believe that Jake Paul is smart enough. He's got a great marketing team. He's the best marketing in and of itself. Like, he does an amazing job of keeping himself relevant more than anybody that I really can think about in that space. And he does a phenomenal job at it. And I give him his props. I'll always give him his props for that. I ain't mad at nobody getting after their bag, you know. But I do see where you're coming from, where it could be a little bit detrimental to him as well, more than it's beneficial fighting him. But I think, like I said, the way that they marketed it, the way that they're going to market it is the most important thing and part of this. It's not even about the result of the match. It is literally the way it's marketed prior to the match and how, because that's going to tell how it's going to bleed off to the next fight he's going to do and what he's going to do from there. Because this guy's getting crazy bread, bro. I mean, this.
Oh yeah, he's getting a duckload of cash every 5 or so months because he does another fight, and he's killing the pay-per-view game. Like, people aren't bringing in revenue like Jake Paul. Yeah. Definitely not the other.
He's trying to be the Floyd Mayweather of the influencer space, and he basically is at this point in this moment in time. With that being said, I believe that there is a great opportunity for him if he figures out the right way. Like I said, I think he has an incredible marketing team. His agents, whoever's behind it all, he has an incredible team. Those people are good at what they do. Very good at what they do. And if he does it correctly, I think he can go both ways and still be a real boxer and also do the influencer fights. But there is, like I said, this could be detrimental to him if it doesn't go the exact way that they're going to market it. Like, if it has to be perfect. Like, this is like a jackpot play, in my opinion. That's how I feel about it. You're going to Netflix to be the first pay-per-view fight on Netflix. I'm not going to say pay-per-view, but first fight on Netflix. Like, dog, you're setting the stage for Netflix, because Netflix it already loves you, because now, like you mentioned earlier, all these other fighters, like, how can I line my pockets to get in this position? So then I'm making money, I'm having good fights, I'm getting exposure, I'm getting bigger, I'm having a good career. I don't have to fight as long, no matter how much I love it, to make sure my life is successful. I can fight another 2.5, 3 years and be set for the rest of my life off of this. Like, he's being a trailblazer for a lot of stuff, and that's why I gotta respect it. I am curious to see how it turns out. Like I said, I'll definitely be tuning in one way or another. I don't think any guy with any brain cells is going to be hanging out with their freaking girlfriends waiting for this, like, not watching this fight. I mean, me personally, I'm not invested into, like, that crazy amount, but I'm invested enough to be like, I'm going to make sure I know what the fuck happens in this fight, bro. like for sure.
Yeah.
Like there's no way I'd be dumb not to. Speaking of Netflix, this is a little side tangent. I've already heard that Netflix is supposed to raise their subscription price again from what it is now. By the way, I re-got Netflix recently to, obviously watch the LIB stuff and, whatnot. And I got the one with the ads. It's like $7 on the cheap side, and it's not that bad, really. It's really not that bad. I've never been a person that wants to be at much the ads. But then
I don't know if I can do ads on Netflix, bro.
No, get this, bro. The upgrade, you can't even watch certain movies or shows without the $15, $16 one. And they talking about raising this again? What, they gonna make it $20 now? Like, I get it, bro. I get it, yo.
Well, I guess my parents gonna pay it. Oh, let them not tell me to cut my shit off. They gonna
cut that out. You gonna cut that out? No. But the thing is like now, like when you're going in and like it's one of those things where for me now, like the only subscription service I pay for in terms of streaming is Netflix. Like that's it. That's all I pay for. Like I pay for Spotify for my music, then I pay, and then I pay like Apple for extra phone storage or like iCloud stuff.
Do you,
like,
you don't have like the Prime bundle?
No. I mean, I only watch Netflix, bro. Like I only watch Netflix. Like I still haven't finished Snowfall, and I'm gonna resubscribe to Hulu to finish all that stuff. Actually, no, I almost finished it. But I still got like parts that I want to see. I know what happens, but I want to see it myself.
I want to get rid of Max, but I'm also waiting for House of Dragon. Like I gotta.
Isn't it coming out this summer?
Yeah, it's so fire. So
yeah,
fire.
I got my roommate's sister's account for that. So we all vibing on that shit. So hey, you got to make use where it is. 1% dudes, they didn't get to become 1% if they didn't figure out the loopholes either. Loopholes are everything. But speaking of boxers, man. So our guy, man, speaking of somebody that's like basically influenced a real fighter, Ryan Garcia. If you guys don't know who Ryan Garcia is, he had this whole challenge thing where he'd have like celebrities like put on like the stomach pad, and he would like they'd see how many punches they could take with him with like this massive stomach pad and whatever. Aside from the point, Ryan Garcia recently had went into this conspiracy like theory mode type of thing, claiming that he's about to expose elites on the side of sex trafficking. And look, like we know sex trafficking is a sensitive topic, but we want to bring it up. Basically, and Mike kind of explained it to me a little bit because I wasn't in depth on it. Apparently, the situation is that he was at a party and he got like held down, watching elites like
grapes.
Yes, grape children and adolescents, and forcibly made him watch it. But the whole thing about it right now is that he's talking about how he's about to expose people and elites and stuff. We know where that road goes. But the question is, does Ryan Garcia need like help, or is he like on top of this thing where he's telling the truth right now, where you can see it being like a real thing? I kind of already know how I feel, and I think you probably align with me. I want to get your thoughts on it first, though, Mike.
Yeah. So like, listen, I'm not a tinfoil hat type dude for the most part, but I do entertain them. I do find them intriguing. But at the same time, when it comes to this Bohemian Grove and stories we've heard from multiple celebrities who've attended, who've seen it, Alex Jones, when he came out, his big thing about breaking Bohemian Grove and what goes down here, now Ryan Garcia, my head goes to how many of these celebrity individuals have to come out and say what they've seen and witnessed at Bohemian Grove until we finally stop putting the mental health card on them. Maybe there is no mental health going on there. Maybe there is some validity to what we're saying. How many of these celebrities, people, I don't know if this is a playbook. Maybe their manager's like, yo, this is how like you resurrect a career. You talk about Bohemian Grove. I don't really think that's the case. I don't really see how it behooves Ryan Garcia to like even entertain this conversation. unless he's trying to build up the fight. But I don't really think that, like, I mean, I guess it's working. A lot of people are talking about it, but to me, it seems like a very odd way to build up a fight. And in my opinion, I think if anything, he is hurting his cause towards his fight with Devin Haney, if you weren't aware, because like I think his mind is in so many different places. And I haven't heard a peep from Devin Haney. So you know he's out here grinding. He's grinding. He's ready
to come out here and beat the hell out.
Yeah, he's locked in. He ain't tripping. He ain't on Twitter. He ain't on that. Ryan's doing a lot of stuff. He's doing interviews. He's on Twitter. I mean, I think his head's in a lot of places. So I definitely don't foresee him winning that. Also, he drops his hand every time he does a jab, bro. It's so obvious. Like it's crazy. But that's not even what we're talking about here, right? Like It's wild because it was out of nowhere, and he keeps saying he's got pictures, he's got docs, he's got all this. I know we were saying before we started the pod, like someone needs to keep their eyes on Ryan at all times, because these are about the time where two things either happen. We get a notification saying that he's no longer with us and he did something to himself. We know what happens when that kind of stuff takes place. Or number two, his career derails. There's a black ball effect throughout all of the industry. And I'm kind of surprised he hasn't gotten any of that right now yet. Maybe that's to be seen. But part of me, like, I don't know, he seems like a good kid. I mean, a lot of people say he might be on drugs, but part of me feels like there might be some validity to it. Maybe put some sauce on it. Maybe he was being a little bit hyperbolic. We all do that. We're in front of the cameras. We're entertainers. We put on a different face than what we usually do, but there could also, it would not surprise me, and from all the news we've been getting from P. Diddy, Epstein Island, they're about to make a Nickelodeon doc. Like, I'm really not surprised. Like, if I'm being completely honest, I believe it.
I've heard Bohemian Grove before, but like I even just put like the Wikipedia about it, just like kind of like reading a little bit. I never looked into it too much. Obviously, you hear stories and stuff like that, and that's gonna happen. But like, I am not the type of person to like. There's too many celebrities and too many known people in the world, specifically in pop culture at their time of hype or time of lower ends, whatever it is, that will say these types of things happen at these types of events with Hollywood elites or just elite people in general, like some of the most powerful men and or women in the world. In this position, men, because Bohemian Grove is an all men's like membership, all male membership, and like if you type in Bohemian Grove or not Instagram, Jesus, Google, might as well. The photo they use is of Ronald Reagan, Harvey Hancock, Richard Nixon, and Glenn T. Seaborg. It doesn't really matter, but just mentioning another notable name of people surrounded on a table at this all-male membership. And apparently there's this thing called you gain, what is it called? The old guard status after you've been a part of it for 40 years. And that gives you reserved seating at the Grove's daily talks and also other perks. So the fact that you can't definitively say these types of perks, I get it. It's a membership thing. There needs to be some secrecy. You have to have it's something that's going to entice someone to, pay this amount of money or do these things to be a part of it, to understand what's going on behind the scenes. Because it's like a fraternity. Every fraternity has their secrets, right? No matter if it's just your typical Greek fraternity or it's, another type of fraternity. There's Freemasons and all these other types of fraternities out there specifically that have secrets that sometimes are extremely dark, like extremely dark, to a point there's a reason that they like basically bind you in blood that you can't say or do anything that's going to reprimand or put any bad faith into this fraternal organization. Right. I don't think the kids, anything's wrong with them. I agree with you. I do think, like you said, people can be a little bit hyperbolic, definitely, especially if they're feeling like they're in the position that he's in, where his career has kind of already downsloped a little bit. He's got a fight coming up. He's trying to hype it up. He's trying to like get things to circle around him. I mean, for example, maybe not the perfect example, but like Usher did the Super Bowl, and right before he did the Super Bowl, he dropped an album, which was trash. But he was trying to use the media to build up something that was going to arise. And he did that in a way, because more people listened to his album than they should have, because he was going to be performing at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, this be frank. And we love Usher, bro. Hey, shout out Usher. Hey, we love you. You know, glitching out and shit. But,
what was that again?
Glitching out and shit. I can't do it. But the thing is that when it comes to these types of conspiracies, one, they're sadistic. I mean, I hate anything involving adolescents, kids, especially that type of stuff. Like, that is just wrong. Like, it's just pure T wrong. There's no other way to put it. Like, I mean, I can't sit here and be like, oh, that's cool. That's a vibe. Like, nah. Like, I don't know what type of sick stuff these elites, whoever these elites are that they be talking about. Look, I'm all about being a 1%er and being the
that's like 0.01%.
Yeah, those are the 0.01% people. Like, I ain't trying to be them, dude. Like, they get off on this type of stuff. And I, like, with all this stuff about the Epstein Island, that's gonna be insane when, like, a decade from now, when more stuff comes out about the Epstein Island and more.
What did you see? Ron DeSantis signed that bill to release, like, all the information from the court files.
Yeah, I did see that. I had, like, I think a news notification on app. I don't know if that's how you saw it too, because I saw it that way. It came through my phone, and I was like, oh shoot. Okay.
What, the Apple?
Yeah, Apple.
Yeah.
But it is crazy, and you know, I don't mean to be this guy, just to be 100% honest. There are bigger issues in the world aside from this stuff going on, unfortunately. Not to say
it's a pretty big issue. It's true.
No, but I mean, there are bigger issues that are at hand. The way that I see it, and this is me letting you in on the way my thought process works for the people out there probably thinking, oh, this feeling's messed up or whatever. Like, I think everyone should be treated equally and treated with respect, and, you know, if they're treating others with respect, all that good stuff. But I've told this to my family. I'll tell anybody this, tell my boys, tell my people, tell my girl, like, whoever. If it ain't directly pertaining to me in the most, like, it sounds savage, it sounds awful, but, bro, I can't give two fucks about it because I got too much other stuff going on in my life. Look,
I'm definitely the same way on that. Like, if it doesn't have a direct correlation to me, then I don't lose any sleep over it. I'm not gonna say, like, I don't, like, give a fuck. No. I definitely don't lose any sleep over it. Like, I'm gonna keep.
No, I'm not gonna be in bed tonight shivering because, like, oh, Ryan Garcia saying kids are getting held down at, like, Bohemian Grove and they're doing all these other things to them. Like, dog, I'm gonna be fine. Like, as long as you ain't pulling my kids into it when I have kids, then we vibe.
Yeah, you shouldn't be out there crying and boo-hooing if you about to wake up the next morning and not do a damn thing about it. Like, if you know that you ain't finna do a damn thing about it, then you need to save your tears for somebody else who actually will, because, like,
save your tears for another day. You might need to save them for your soon-to-be ex that's gonna break up with you. You might as well just hold them shits in because it's coming, my boy or my girl. He don't want you. Remember, he don't want you. We still love you though.
She been cheating on you, my nigga.
Yeah, he been there, like been there, done that.
But the ugly nigga that be with the good jokes. The funny ass nigga that always be doing the
guys who told you not to worry about. The guys who told you not to worry. I seen this shit happen in real time for real. I saw it happen. Dog, I literally know someone right now that shit happened to. Right now.
Like, you should always be worried about the one they say don't worry about.
Bro, if you tell me don't worry about something, like, look, I'm already worried. I already thought about it. I already put the pieces together. I'm already thinking of plans how I could figure out how the fuck I ain't gonna get fucked over by this shit.
Bro, you know what's the best thing? When she worried about the wrong one. Like, I know, like, you got something there and there's really nothing there, but, like, other one, I mean, you might not have done nothing, but, like, if she was pressing you about it, she might have a point to be pressing. It's like, oh, that's the one?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, all right, yeah. Nah, they ain't nothing
there.
Bro. And then you just acting chill. She's like, I know this. Nah, they ain't nothing there.
Nah, it's a crazy thing, and I'm telling you right now, for the people out there, like it ain't like if you can't worry about it. My parents always told me be selfish, bro, in a way, but also be giving and selfless, bro. If you ain't got your own shit together, I don't give a fuck. Like there's so many problems in the world. If you ain't get your shit together, you know how many people right now. You know, I can guarantee you can pull up your Instagram followers, your Twitter followers, your Twitter people you follow, whatever. Like about at least 75% of them, the ones like 75% of the people that you got following right now that be complaining about all the other problems in the world or in the country and stuff right now ain't even got their own shit figured out, bro. They sitting here worried about all this other shit, trying to nullify what the hell going on behind the scenes. Like, no, we know your bills are late as fuck. Like, worry about that shit. Like, nobody cares. And look, that shit happens, bro. I ain't gonna judge you. Like, that shit can happen to anybody. But like, worry about that shit. Then you can start worrying about all the dumb shit that's going on in the world that ain't even affecting you. Waking up, look like this. And look, roll over and go to your remote job and look at some numbers. That you wake up and say Twitter is itching, like, and no, what you do is you go
get up in the background while you working, like you ain't just straight up chilling.
Like, bro, it's crazy. Look, you wake up feeling driven. You work for that first hour and a half. That first hour and a half is you checking emails. After that, it's like Twitter fingers. Let's get it. Let's get it. It's a full-time job. Oh yeah, my $80K salary paying me, but like they don't know I just crunch these numbers. I crunch these numbers at the end of the day. Like I just crunch these numbers with a project due.
Your boss slacks you out the blue, asks for one thing the whole week, and you're pissed. Like, man, I don't remember like why they always hit me up. You ain't done shit all week,
bro. But you work a 40-hour a week job, and you work about 2. You were about 2 and said, well, I mean, I definitely deserve a raise. Look, come in there 6 months later, like, I definitely deserve a raise. I've been doing a lot.
You know how many 2 hours end of the week talking about I need a fucking drink.
I need a drink. Then be the motherfuckers that drink the most. Like, oh, people in sales, they're crazy. They drink the most. No, it'd be the motherfuckers that ain't doing shit all week. They're waiting for the motherfucking weekend. Like, they go out there and do fucking
like, this week has been a load. I need a fucking drink. Like, nah, they get a Red Bull and get your ass back to work.
Nah, they need something else. I'm telling you, bro. Some of these people lazy as a motherfucker, and then they want to worry about some other shit. And I'm like thinking to myself, ain't no way you worry about this other shit. You got a whole ass job you ain't even working at. You ain't even working. Yeah, what'd you do at your last role? You've been interviewed, like, what'd you do in your last, like, what were your responsibilities? Well, Twitter fingers were itching, but you know, I got real crazy at like 9:45. I would like tune in for like a 15-minute meeting with my manager where he bitched at us about what we needed to do. And then like the project isn't due for 3 months, so we don't do anything to the last week. So I'm just vibing. Like, I'm telling you, bro. And for all my consultants out there, first off, I want to be a consultant because you don't do shit and you get paid bank. I got friends that are consultants. Shout out y'all finessing the game. Y'all finessing the game. You seen them? Have you seen them TikToks, bro?
Yeah.
Bro, it's like, I'm a consultant, dude. It's like, yeah, we actually at HW Miller, we do. He said, no. What time is it? What time is it? Like, that's what time it is. They don't do shit and get paid dummy bread. But back to the point, don't worry about shit that don't directly concern you. Don't lose sleep over it. You can like worry about it and think about it for a second, but don't let it take up too much of your brain capacity because we know your brains ain't that damn big.
They really not. And for the 1%ers, do not complain about rich people paying taxes, nigga. Why are you trying to ruin what we're trying to go for? Why are you over here advocating for rich people to pay taxes and we all over here trying to be 1%ers? So at the moment you become a 1%er, you want to pay them taxes? Hell nah, you're going to be talking about, where the loopholes, where the all. So stop complaining about rich people paying taxes and just become a rich person.
I'm telling you right now, bro, I have a little sister. I ain't going to name her because I don't want y'all stalking her doing all weird shit. But I got a little sister, bro, and she loves complaining about rich people not paying enough taxes. And I said, I ain't got no hate towards them motherfuckers. Because guess what? They just figured out how the game works. Like,
that's all it is.
When you understand how the game, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you say, for example, when you're a kid and, like, there's, like, a board game, maybe like Monopoly or like Clue. Who's a great gamer, for example? Like when that shit clicks and you understand like how to play this shit, and like, oh, okay, I know who the fuck the killer is. I know who finessing right now. Like it clicks. When you click and you that rich motherfucker, it clicks for you, it clicks. It is like, oh shit, I just paid $3 million less in taxes this year. I'm lit. Like they talk, we sitting here happy about a couple $1,000 refund. They sitting here thinking, how could I not pay $45 million this year? Like, how could I not pay 45 and pay 20? So for the people out there, worry about your shit. That's a 1%er mindset, bro. You gotta worry about your shit. Be selfish. Be a dog. Be a demon. Like, because guess what? Ain't nobody want it more than you. Nobody want it more than you. Mike don't want it more than I do, and I don't want it more for Mike than he does. So that's how you gotta be. Even if it's your homeboys, like me and him are. Like that's how it's gotta be. And shout out Ryan Garcia. If you do expose the shit, it'd be crazy as a motherfucker though. I ain't gonna lie. Like
I hope he
do
does.
that shit.
Yeah.
Nah, do that shit for real, bro. Because you might get off in like literally no time. Like the second you publish that shit, and you might be off. But like, I appreciate you, my guy. You gave us great content for a good minute, and like, hey,
you forever in the history books.
You forever in the After Dark history books, and they better put you in the history books in the schools. But if we're talking about history, bro, let's talk about the 2000s, man. If we talk about history, let's talk about 2000s. We 90s babies here, bro. We 90s babies. We got respect for the 2000s. That's where we grew up. Going outside, hanging out with the kids in the neighborhood, talking shit, making friends that aren't online, getting crushes on girls not through a screen.
Having to call the house phone and the parent picks up.
Having to call a house phone. You could get eavesdropped on by your younger sister or brother, like all types of stuff. We talking about the old stuff, the 2000s. Our man Nelly came through and sat here and said he had to compete in the toughest era of rap, and that being the 2000s. At the end of the day, let's talk about it. Let's think about our childhoods. Let's think about how we were, because we weren't even at the age fully yet to really understand the concept of rap in its full capacity at this age, but we understand it looking back on it and thinking about it. What do you think, Mike? Is Nelly right in saying he had to come up and he's getting spited because he wasn't they're saying he ain't even that relevant because of the era he grew up in terms of the rap game?
No, whoever's saying that Nelly won't that relevant was tripping. My boy had a diamond debut album, Country Grammar. I think that was his debut album, right? I think it was.
I'll have to check. I'll check right now.
Anyways, he had a diamond album. You name your favorite rapper, they probably don't have a diamond album. And that was back when you had to go to the store and buy that shit. You had to buy that shit. So he was going crazy. I think he's right. Like I personally like I don't think it's up for debate. I think he had the 2000s was the hardest, and he lists off some of the people that he had to go against: Jay-Z, Eminem, Nas was in there, Lil Wayne was in there, 50 Cent, Ludacris was in that era. Kanye was coming up in that era. T.I. was out there, obviously. Rose came in at some point in the 2000s, I believe, too. Like, bro, that era is stacked. And I'm not going to even say that's the best era of rap. I think two things could be true. Like, maybe the 2010s, like, because the 2010s is legendary. But I wouldn't necessarily say it was the hardest competition out in the game. Like, those people I just named, that a good chunk of that was in the top 10 all time. Like,
yeah,
and
they're top 10 of all time. We've had this debate before.
Yeah, and like those are timeless artists that we're talking about them today. All those names still ring true today. And he was talking about the 2000s. We're 24 years past that. You know what I'm saying? So these are absolute legends that they had to go up against on a yearly basis. And one thing that he did point out that kind of adds to it is back then, there weren't that many spots. Now, we get so many artists through streaming. There's so many celebrities, so many people who pop up, come here and there that we just know of. Back then, it was a gatekeeper. Like, there was 5 to 7 people hot. And if you wanted to like be hot, then you got to knock one of them 7 off. So it's just way more competitive. Better talent at that stage from an overall standpoint. So I do agree with him. What do you think?
I mean, I think you're right in the same, and it also, like you said, two things can be true at once, more or less. Like Nelly's not wrong, like you said. Yeah, was Country Grammar debut album, Diamond album. I mean, you have Jay-Z as some people will claim as the GOAT artist or rapper of all time. You have people like Kanye that are coming up. You have Lil Wayne. Like you got top 5ers sitting right there. In their come up or already in their status, and when I'm thinking about it from my perspective, is you are right. Is that we always talk about it. It's like that's when you had to go to the store, you had to get mom or somebody to be like, hey, mom, look, I need you to go get that CD. I need you to go get that from the store. Like when we in Blockbuster, like not Blockbuster, when we in Walmart or wherever, like we in the mall, like I need to get this.
That's $10 too. So think about that. When you with your mom, she ain't finna. It's not streaming. She's not finna get you Jay-Z, Eminem, Lil Wayne, Nelly, and Ludacris all in one sitting and spend $50-$60. It's pick which one you want. So like when you seeing all those names, like niggas really had to go up there and pick which one they want, or save up money, or get a couple of A's and B's on the report card so the mom will let them get a CD.
Nah, bro, and that's crazy shit because you think about it too. It's like when you think back on it, like if you think back on you say someone that's like true millennial, like someone that's in their like mid 30s right now, right? Like a true millennial was in there getting into their teens at the time when that was happening, right? Yeah. And think about it like this, like. You know how, like, if I ask you who your favorite artist is, you probably have a definitive one. But, like, a lot of people, if you ask nowadays that are, like, that latter half of Gen Z or even just a hard Gen Zer, they'll probably give you, like, 3-4 artists. They can't really, like, narrow it down, right? That goes to the CD thing, right? Like, getting one at a time. It's like, dude, when you had a favorite artist, like, I got a favorite artist. Like, my favorite rapper was Nelly. I've got every single one of his CDs. I don't have Jay-Z's third or whatever album. I don't have Lil Wayne's do album or whatever. Like, that's the reason these people are so ride or die for it, bro. Because they had to commit. It's a life commitment, bro. Like, music takes commitment to who they were going to listen to. And I respect it, bro. Like, we were a part of it for some degree, and then streaming became a thing, and radio became, like, radio was huge then. Remember, like, on the radio, like, they would play the same probably 25 songs, bro. 25 on that same channel in your hometown. They had like 2 or 3 channels. One would be the hip hop one. That's where the niggas would go to. Then you got the pop one that would always play like the standard like pop shit. Then you got the one that's just like a hood ass fucking channel. They're gonna play that some just hood shit. And that's what it was.
97.5.
97.5. I can't even remember the whole intro and shit because I haven't listened to the radio in that fucking long. But
Same.
It's kind of sad. 105.1. G105, Ryan Seacrest. If y'all remember that shit, you were in the generation, brother. Raleigh 919, shout out my people.
What was it? The time. What was the Warner show in the morning? Oh, what was it? Yeah. That's classic.
Dude, mom used to listen to that shit when she used to take us to daycare. Like, bro, it's all types of like. You gotta remember, this is like a whole nostalgia thing for anybody that grew up in that time and can ever remember. Like, if you were born in 2006, shut up. Like, shut up. I don't want to talk. Like, nigga, no. Like, you.
Well, the crazy thing about, and me and my brother were just having this conversation a couple weeks ago, is we are probably one of the most unique. We had one of the most unique childhood experiences of any of the generations alive right now, because we're the only one to have been a kid and see life without it being driven by technology and grow up and still be like younger kids and teenagers into a world driven by technology. Whereas anybody before us, their whole childhood was no technology. Anybody after us, their whole childhood is driven by technology. We're like that one section that had a childhood split in half. We had the Kobe Hall of Fame career split in half of no technology and, completely driven by technology.
Nah, man, and that's a crazy thing to think about, and that's why we're so unique. That's why a lot of people and my dad's older friends will even say it. Like, and it's hard. It's a hard pill for them to swallow. These guys are in their 70s, and they're like, dude, like the kids that are your age right now, man, like you guys have the power to change everything because like they use that same notion. It's like how things were before and how they're going, and you have the understanding of both sides of the spectrum. Maybe you weren't as old to get the understanding when you were younger of like all those times, but you have an understanding of it, how good they were as well. So you can see and be a devil's advocate on those sort of things. And I'm in the position where I agree because like I know that like if I was a rapper, like we've spoken about it before, like nowadays, especially nowadays, you can get in the rap game doing nothing. Like, bro, you could have zero talent whatsoever, bro. Like zero fucking talent.
You don't even have to say words. Look at Playboy Cardi. Just fucking ad-lib over a hard-ass beat.
And like, that's the thing, man. Back then, it was like, bro, that shit's speaking to my soul. People were even more versatile back then, too. Like, people were messing around with R&B and hip-hop. Like, or not R&B. They would mess, like, because Nelly was like R&B, hip-hop, like rap mix, like fucking get everything. A lot of the rappers were, bro, because you had to. Because that's R&B was popping, bro.
Well, that adds to the theory that, more options actually leads you to want less. So, like, back in the day, we only had 5-6 people, like I was saying before, that were hot. And so, we love these songs that would blow up. They'd be timeless. We'll be listening to them 3-4 years like we did the moment we first heard that. Like it did not stop. It wasn't a 1 month or a couple week cycle where we get a new album. Man, this is hot. And we overplayed the same couple songs. And then 2 months later, like I can't even remember what I was listening to 2 months ago. Like that shit is just so hard. And like, it's crazy when you look at your, Spotify rap or your Apple Music replay and you see some of these songs and you're like, dang, why don't I listen to this anymore? Like, I remember like I was in love with this for 2 months straight. But it goes to that theory because when you have a galore of options, you kind of shrink and you don't know what you want to listen to. You don't hang on to it as much. So you, as consumers, you actually prefer less options than too many options.
There's a song I remember. If you remember, Mike, there's a song. Remember, we were in New York. We were in Aritzia. It was a Don Toliver off of Slime Language, the album. That song.
Yeah.
Fuck, where is it? I was listening to it the first time in a minute the other day. I mean, a fucking minute. We were like, this shit is it. Like, I'd heard the album.
We fell in love with Aritzia that day. We had some fucking free frappuccinos sitting in there.
Yeah, we were vibing, bro.
Sitting in the boyfriend corner.
Yeah, we were in the boyfriend corner just hanging out. Honestly, one of my favorite. That was what? Yeah, No Surprise. Yeah, No Surprise. Yeah. That shit was going crazy. But that goes to shows like even after that trip, I think even for a few weeks after that, I was banging that song. Like I literally was listening to it non-fucking stop. And then, like you said, like it bleeds out a bit. And, like, you have to find your next dopamine hit, basically. Like, what's going to get you the best. Because we've talked about this as well. Like, we're in a generation now where everything's instantaneous gratification, right? Why people can't save as well nowadays. There's all types of ramifications that go behind just the simplest thing in technology and also music in and of itself and how it affects everything. And I give it to anybody, like any rapper that like came from the 2000s and has like stayed semi-relevant through the 2010s and maybe didn't make it to the 2020s. Like I give a lot of respect to them because it's a hard life to live. Like you can't to sustain for that long through a time where, like you said, it's only 5, 6, 7 guys or, you can choose from. I mean, you got to really be in love with the game. Like, you got to really be in love with the game and also be good at your craft, And I don't disagree with Nelly. I think Nelly is a phenomenal artist. He's had an amazing career. He's changed a lot. I mean, the Band-Aid under the eye, bro, like.
Oh, yeah, that was clean. What was that? What was that? But it was clean.
What even was that? Like, bro, if I walked out right now with a Band-Aid under my eye, people would be like, yo, what the fuck? like, who is this nigga? Like, granted, I ain't light skinned and I ain't like a millionaire, but like, you know, and I ain't muscular as fuck like Nelly, but like, you know, it is what it is. Like, people were doing that, and it's just the effect of culture. Like, now,
also, all the Air Forces y'all are wearing, that's also because of Nelly. Nelly blew that shit.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's a whole thing. There's like a whole thing. There's a whole doc, like I think a mini doc about how he did that.
And they didn't get nothing from it, bro. That's why you got to set up the contract beforehand. That's on fire too.
I'm telling you, right now, I want anybody that was a part of that generation, or even if you weren't, to just take a second to reflect, take a moment of silence for yourself, and like really recollect, because like, I ain't gonna sit here and lie without getting like too deep, bro. Like, I be sitting there sometimes and I think to myself, like, even when shit's not going my way, even in something like minuscule, because that happens, bro. It's life, right? Shit happens on a day-to-day basis. Like, it's never gonna stop. Like, just think about like those good times, and like, heard somebody say the other day, for real, like, you don't know when you were in the good days, the good old days, while you're in the good old days. Like, think of it like right now, I'm in the good old days. Like, I get to pod with my boy. Like, him and I get to chat. We're growing our careers, our lives. Like, our mindsets are changing in a positive direction. Like, enjoy that shit. Do not take it for granted, bro.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful.
Yeah, I can't go into it too much. Like I said, I don't want to get too deep because we try to keep the shit lighthearted. But on some real advice, like, that shit touched me and like made me think differently more than I ever thought in my life. Because next thing you know, me and Mike are gonna be 30, and then we're gonna be 40. We're gonna have kids. We're gonna have all this other shit going on. Like, and that's gonna be a life that we have to adjust to. Not to say that ain't gonna be the good old days too, but like, that's a different point in our life, and we're gonna enjoy the moment you're at now. No matter what the fuck's going on right now, bro, appreciate your music, appreciate your people, appreciate your family, your friends, your career. The money you got, if you're broke right now and you're going to be up one day, if you got the money right now, how you going to make more of it? Like, all these little things, bro. Take the nuances. But on a lighter note, shout out Nelly. You are a trailblazer, my man. Ain't nobody going to disrespect you. I won't let nobody disrespect your ass. I won't let them do it. But I will let somebody that I like more than you in terms of rapper from that point in time disrespect you if they got some good shit to say. But that's a side of the point.
But we'll give you a platform to come speak your piece, though.
Yeah. If you want to come through, man, hey, come through. Hey, my cell phone number is.
You thought.
Y'all thought. Hey, I already know that. Hey, ladies, you can't slide that easy. I mean, actually, yes, please slide that easy because it's rough out here. No, I'm just kidding. But speaking of my phone blowing up, man, I mean, I've been going crazy. These last 2 days have been insane. The NFL is back again in the offseason. You don't have to see a game. Fuck that nigga Patrick Mahomes. Fuck that nigga. I don't even want to see him. I don't want to hear nothing about the Chiefs. But as of late, if you have not been living on the rock and you keep up with sports at all, the NFL has been popping off in free agency right now. The draft's about to come up. People are trying to make moves. Like, you know how it goes.
Some people are.
Caleb Williams about to be one of the biggest busts of all time. He's about to be like fucking Bowie that got drafted in front of, was it MJ or whoever it was? Sorry, dog. You busting. And you ain't busting in a good way, my boy. That is going to happen. But they're making moves, obviously, to grow their teams. And obviously, like I think I said to Mike before the pod and said to my coworkers, everybody's trying to make moves to beat the fucking Chiefs. The super team that is the Warriors of football right now, the Warriors in terms of Golden State Warriors of football, a true dynasty right now. Won't see it for another couple of decades probably after this. So right now, Mike, you know, I'm going to speak very briefly on the Panthers, just really quick. I have to throw this out here. What the fuck? What the fuck are we paying $100 million to a guard, bro? To a fucking guard.
And got rid of Brian Burns.
And we got rid of Brian Burns because he wasn't going to pay him anyways. He didn't want to pay him. And then we just picked up a linebacker that I had never heard of in my life. Some random like African named dude. 22 mil.
You want to know the funny thing about the Brian Burns trade is y'all got a 2nd round pick and a 5th round pick for him. And just a couple of years ago, Rams offered 2 1st round picks and a 2nd for him, and y'all denied it. Y'all are really like the worst org in the fucking. I mean, I can't even really speak right now, but we on you right now, so I'm gonna let you have it while we on you. So yeah, y'all really
at least y'all had a winning record last year. That's what I mean. At least you won more than 4 games. That's real nice. And you know what? We're the weakest division in football. We don't need to make it a crazy super team. We just need to get out of the division. Now the Falcons got Kirk Cousins.
Kirky Ice, he about to tear it all up. He about to tear that up.
And you got Baker. You got Baker, 2 of the most mediocre quarterbacks in the NFL. Baker Mayfield and Kirk Cousins that run a division. Like, guess what? You got the Panthers, you got the Falcons, you've got the Bucks, and you've got the freaking Saints. Guess what? All 4 of them teams ain't never making it past the 1st round of the playoffs. But guess what? I'd love to be able to make it to the playoffs. I mean, and we ain't going to see it. The Panthers sucked. Tepper sucked. The whole team sucked. Bryce Young sucks. I can't wait till his contract fall out. I don't care. Draft it. Get as many guards and tackles as you want. He can't see them. He can't see his wide receiver. Our best wide receiver is Adam Thielen. Please. Freaking pay me, bro. I'll go out there and be better. Like, please. At least I can run. Like, I can catch the ball for you. God. We ain't never gonna. Like, I'm so distraught. I've never been so invested in a team, NFL football team, my entire life until I moved to Charlotte. And I had to start rooting for I want to start rooting for the Panthers. And guess what? Of course, I moved here the years after Cam Newton's gone, and it's no fun no more. We got a 6-foot quarterback in the backfield. He might be 6 foot. My dog is probably 5'10", bro.
He's definitely not 6.
We getting these guys that are 6'5" that he still can't see over. He is not Drew Brees, bro. I don't know whose idea was this, bro. Whose idea? Oh, he's a great leader. I don't care. I don't care if he can't lead nobody. I want to see wins. I don't care if his whole team hates him. If they win, and I don't care. I don't care what they do. He can shit on the entire city of Charlotte. If they win, and I don't care. I don't care, bro. Like, don't make me pull up to your penthouse, bro. I know where you're at. Like, I know where you're at. I got boys that see you, bro. I know where you live. Don't forget. It's not a threat, bro.
I was about to say, I'm like, yo, go ahead and tell him your Instagram handle, your Twitter handle. Actually, it's in the description. And his name is Sterling, by the way.
No,
this is not confused. Mike. Like, I'm Black.
No, this is Mike Bynum. But yeah, the Panthers suck. But I will say, I'll tell you this right now. I'm very impressed. The AFC North is about to be even crazier this year. I just want to hear what you've been seeing. What's your thoughts on it? We can kind of get into it a little bit here. I just want to see kind of where your head's at on everything. I'm distraught. I'm just distraught, bro. Like, Panthers received. Oh no, sorry. We got another. No. We got another thing came in here. Oh, dude, is that Sauce Gardner?
Y'all did not get Sauce Gardner.
No, the Eagles.
Eagles did not get Sauce Gardner.
DBCJ Gardner Johnson?
Oh, no.
Okay, but he got a max value. But the Panthers received Johnson, some Deontay Johnson guy, whoever the fuck he is, and a 7th-round pick. Steelers get DB Dante Jackson and a 6th-round pick. Are we fucking trolling, bro? Is this a game, like, to him? Like, is this just, like, some, like, mad... Like, my boy at work said... Because he's a Chicago Bears guy, which I said that sucks too. But like, he was like, bro,
Deontay Johnson's not bad though.
I don't fucking care, nigga.
Him and Adam Thielen, like they'll get a bunch of like receptions.
No. If we still gonna fucking suck, dog.
All right, hey, bro, we talking football and we spend way too much time on the motherfucking Panthers, dog. All right, so
no. I got one thing to say. that I thought was hilarious. One of the guys I work with, his name I won't say, but he said, you know how I'm Madden, you do like the franchise mode. And then, like, if you build a bad franchise, you can do the reset.
Yeah.
He said the Panthers need a reset, a Madden reset. a full Madden reset. That's what we need. But go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry. Like, shout out my boy from work. You know who you are when you watch it. You know.
Look, see, I'm gonna go ahead and just talk about what all the other teams are doing because if you didn't know, I'm a Cowboys fan, and so I am also extremely disappointed these days. And it was really funny too because when everyone posted the graphic yesterday, every team made a move yesterday except for the Cowboys. We were the only team in the NFL to not make a move on the opening day. But there's so much more to be upset about, and you'll see why as I speak about other moves that other teams have made. So to start off with probably the biggest one, I think is, it's arguably one of the biggest ones, but it's really big to me because they're in my division. Saquon Barkley to the Eagles.
Tiki Barber had his say, bro.
He had his say. He said, fuck that nigga. Tiki wildin', bro. Saquon, like, fucking 8 times the running back you ever been. So, like, I got respect for Tiki.
Tiki got a ring.
I got respect for Tiki. But, I mean, like, hey, move aside. We talking about Saquon here. All right. For starters, yes, that offense should be prolific now. Jalen Hurts is the only thing holding him back. Bum ass nigga.
That's a big thing, quarterback.
And he's fully shaved now. No fucking goatee.
Yeah, I saw that picture.
Oh, you know they finna beat ass, bro. And then Dak got the goatee. Dak must have sunned that nigga, bro. He must have saw him in the alley and said, hey, bitch, I'm rocking the goatee now. He buffed up. All right, but, I think it's a good pickup. I don't necessarily love the price they paid for him, and I don't think it's necessarily what the Eagles needed. Like, I feel like they need defense, especially on the back end. But there's no question that adding Saquon to a team that has Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Mark Andrews, one of the best offensive lines in the whole league.
Who'd you just say, Mark Andrews?
Or I meant Dallas Goedert. Mark Andrews.
Jesus Christ. I said, did I miss something, bro? Because that's crazy.
No. Mark Andrews on the Ravens. I meant Dallas Goedert. Nice call. But still, Dallas Goedert ain't no joke either. He's a good tight end.
No, he's good.
He's not Mark Andrews, but he's a good tight end. That is a crazy stat team. So only thing I hear from that is that, hey, there's no excuses for Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts
and
regressed. And Nick Sirianni. Both of them niggas regressed last year. Well, Nick Sirianni, he don't call no offensive plays, and he don't call no defensive plays. So I don't even really know what this nigga be doing. He just be standing on the side. I guess he a glorified pom-pom cheerleader and whatnot. And then Jalen Hurts, he's supposed to be this great-ass, hey, Jason Kelsey's gone now. That could affect the tush push. So it's probably a good thing you got Saquon, because Saquon will get in the end zone on those runs anyway.
Nah, they already said Saquon gonna start bitching when they get to the 1 yard line and they fucking
fantasy football manager's gonna be mad as hell.
He's like, my bonuses, my nigga, bro. What the fuck? Like, because you know the coaches know what the bonuses are too. They know what the bonuses are. Oh, he needs 10 touchdowns. Oh shit, let's.
Oh yeah, they be scheming against them sometimes, bro.
Oh yeah, 100% because they know shit's coming.
Yeah,
like but go ahead, my bad.
No, you're good. I mean, obviously, from a Cowboys perspective, I hate this.
You should hate it.
Oh, yeah, I do. Because, I do think that it made the Eagles slightly better. I don't think it made them, like, any crazy. But them getting Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, who you just called out there, I think that's big for them. That's honestly really fucking good. So I do think the Eagles got better. And my Cowboys have not done anything. We let all the running backs slide. We let Derrick Henry go to the Ravens, which I'm sure you probably have a few words you want to speak on about Derrick Henry, and because Lamar's your boy. And, if Lamar, the Ravens basically said, if Lamar, nigga, if you don't want to run, we about to get somebody who definitely will.
That's the fact, dude. That's the fact.
So, yeah.
No, I think it's still crazy. I mean, you got Saquon. The big thing is I want to speak about the Ravens, too, because obviously, like you said, the Cowboys haven't made moves. I think Jerry's preparing for something else. I don't know what the fuck he's going to do. Your defense is fucking prolific. The offense is good when Dak plays the game that he's supposed to play. Like when timings are right, that offense is insane. But obviously, not having a great running back is going to be an issue. Or just like I mentioned to you earlier, I said I just think they need somebody that can catch the ball in the backfield and make dudes a little bit of damage. I don't even think they need anybody. And if you want to be 100% honest with you, and this might sound crazy, might sound even kind of stupid, that kid that got hurt on the Ravens this past from ECU, what's his name? Justice Hill? Not Justice Hill. The kid, he got hurt.
I know who you're talking about. I don't know his name off the top of my head.
Light-skinned kid. He'd be a good third down running back for the Cowboys.
Well, they have us linked to potentially J.K. Dobbins from the Ravens.
I think you guys.
Which I don't want that weak knee ass nigga, bro.
Yeah, yes. I mean, I think picking up that kid, that Donovan, I want to call him Donovan Mitchell, but whatever. That kid impressed me a lot, especially towards the end of the season. He was a big reason why the Ravens looked so damn good at the end of the season too, because he could take the ball in the backfield. I think Dak having another option for a check down that can really make a play after the catch out of the backfield is a huge thing that could happen. Could elevate the Cowboys to that team that could actually win more and actually beat Jordan Love,
But we need to be able to show a run game to keep the defense honest.
Well, and that's the thing is they need a hard pounding running back, like a beat down.
That's why we needed Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry was the guy we needed. I wouldn't have been mad with Joe Mixon from Cincinnati if we wanted to get somebody who I felt like we wouldn't have to pay for.
Didn't he go somewhere too recently?
Yeah, Joe Mixon went to the Texans.
That's going to be, dude.
That's nice.
Dude, CJ, I'm telling you, bro, if there's anybody in the AFC aside from the Ravens when Lamar decides to not try to fucking throw the football too damn much, that team could really surprise a team like the Chiefs and come out and just be like, oh shit, these niggas are really, oh shit, he's kind of like that. They're kind of like that because DeMeco Ryan is the best. He's the best young coach in the league by far, without even a fucking question.
Yeah.
And I think I wanted to speak about the Ravens. The Ravens obviously picked up Derrick Henry. 2 years, $16 million, decent contract. Derrick Henry was going to take a pay cut regardless. He already said he wanted to go somewhere he could fucking win. He played at Alabama. He's used to winning. The kid wants to win. He played for the fucking Titans for, 7 years? The guy doesn't want to, be on a losing team forever. That's one thing. But they lost Patrick Queen.
Yeah, where did Patrick Queen go to again?
The Steelers.
Dude, I like the Steelers.
Dude. And the thing is, I was talking to these guys at work, and I sat there. I said, we already know the AFC North is going to be crazy again, bro, because Joe's going to be back. It's going to be insane. Deshaun Watson's going to – it's going to be a crazy –
That Joe comes back, too. Yeah. Yeah,
dude, it's going to be an insane – and I'm excited to watch it. I honestly might be more invested in the AFC North. I like watching NFC East because obviously it's the second most competitive division, in my opinion, in the league.
I think that the Bengals and Joe could get exposed this next year, bro.
Yeah. Well, because
they're going to lose T. Higgins. They just lost Joe Mixon, bro.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they get exposed.
And one of the guys at work said something to me that was very interesting. They're like, oh, Jamar Chase, obviously him and Justin Jefferson side by side at LSU was insane. But the reason Jamar Chase looked so good is because beside somebody like Justin Jefferson, who literally allowed him to flourish. And they need another star beside Jamar. And it was and they're like,
well, they had it in T. Higgins, bro. T. Higgins is number one at most of the teams.
Yeah. And the thing is that it's a usefulness thing. I think that my bold prediction is with them, the Steelers, I think the Steelers would be the second best team in the division. And I know that sounds fucking insane.
It doesn't to me. I can see them being the first.
Because Mike Tomlin is a fucking mastermind.
They beat the Ravens last year.
Yeah, he's the black Bill Belichick. Let's just put it how it is, bro. He's a mastermind. No, he's a mastermind.
He's my favorite coach in the league right now. He's who I would play with.
He's a mastermind.
But he ain't no Bill.
Billy is crazy. He also had the greatest quarterback of all time on his fucking team. Bill
can throw up 6 fingers. Tomlin ain't throwing up 6.
I give him that. But Mike Tomlin has the ability to coach around, and he's been in the division the longest out of all the coaches there. Out of all the coaches there, he knows how the league. He knows how the league works. He knows how the games work, like how different AFC North games compared to playing like somebody from the NFC South or the fucking AFC West, like how those games are different.
And he's a player's coach. He can get the most out of his guys.
Oh, 100%. It's the QB thing that I'm really worried about with them.
No, dude. I like the Russ pickup.
Like, I think, dude, I hate to say this about Russ. It's an upgrade for sure, but how is he going to respond? I mean, I think that Russell's going to really want to play because he played for another player's coach in Steve Carroll, who literally should have had 2 rings in Seattle. Yeah. But we know how that went down. But either way, like he's going to get a lot out of it. I think the team's going to develop a ton. They have a winning culture, but they also have a grind culture. And I think Lamar and them are going to have to be at their absolute best to come first in that division because it's going to be an absolute fucking grind. You have 6 of the hardest games of the season pending health issues. And
if Deshaun Watson can fucking find a fountain of youth and get back to those Texans days, then Browns are the best team in that division, bro. Like, if Deshaun Watson gets right, that defense is so – Myles Garrett's the truth. That defense is crazy. But if Deshaun Watson gets right, people forget this brother was one of them.
Nah, he was that guy. It's probably because his hairline's so messed up and that shit. So you got to find that shit. You got to find that hairline again. I don't know if the massage parlor can do that for him, but I know he can figure out.
He ain't trying to get nothing massaged. That's the wrong head. He's trying to get massaged.
But either way, I think there's a lot of great things that are going to be coming out of this season. Once again, I said last season was going to be one of the best NFL seasons we've seen in a minute, and it was, in my opinion. We had great highlights, great storylines. Taylor Swift came into it, which we can't say that we knew that was coming. We didn't know that shit was coming. And now you might have the same thing. I hope that this season there's not a shitload of injuries. Like, I hope the main players stay healthy, so it's one of those seasons where it's like, holy shit, like, who the hell is going to win? I mean, obviously you have the Chiefs at the top of the totem pole, but you want that competition for people to be like, holy fuck, we're going to have to really get our shit together and figure it out. And if you want to be honest, I think the Cowboys will still end up winning y'all's division, and to be 100% transparent with you, because I have a feeling Saquon's good. What? Say what?
I said I gotta see something happen first. We gotta pick up some guys.
Well, I mean, I get that, but I also see Saquon getting hurt again, which I don't wish on this man getting hurt, but I see him getting hurt because he's got those stints. He'll have another 2-season stretch, and then he's out, and then it's a 2-season stretch. He's out. Like, you have to catch him when he's healthy because he's one of the best running backs in the league when he is. Everybody knows that. Like, the guy is literally one of the best in the game when he's healthy. But we'll see. We'll see if Jalen Hurts somehow bottles the fuck out of it and figure out a way to lose. Because we said this at work too. Nick Sirianni's out if they don't make it to the Super Bowl this year.
Oh yeah, he was almost out at the end of this past season.
He's fucking gone, bro. He's fucking gone. And you know who they should get? Anybody. Anybody, bro. Because anybody could come and coach that team and coach it better than Nick Sirianni. And I love a good passion coach. Dude, it built dog.
Oh my god.
Dog.
Hey, but if Mike McCarthy don't make no shit happen, he's gone too. So I mean, it might be a whole new coaches in our division.
Well, you got to think about the Lions haven't made too many moves this year, this offseason yet.
Well, they're filthy though.
I mean, yeah, the Lions.
They got a hell of talent.
Yeah, but that division's is tough too with Jordan Love and that team growing.
And Josh Jacobs going to Green Bay with Jordan Love. Love that move. Love that move.
Dude. And then obviously, I mean, the Bears are no count. They're like, oh, we're waiting on Caleb Williams. Fuck Caleb Williams, bro. I just want to talk about Caleb Williams. That's a bust. I don't think one good quarterback's coming out of this draft. I genuinely don't believe it.
You don't think one good one? You don't like Jaden either?
Nope. I don't like any of them. I believe that this is going to be one of those classes where it's like the wideouts are going to be fucking great, and you're going to get a lot of good, like, non-essential positions.
Just like the Zach Wilson class, like Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Trevor Lawrence. Who else was in there? There was another person. They all Justin Fields. None of them are starters on the team except for Trevor. So
they become they fizz out. I think obviously the wideout shit is gonna be crazy because whoever gets the dude from Washington, I can't pronounce his last name. I don't know who's projected to get him, the wideout from Washington, but it could be a problem if he goes to.
And Marvin Harrison Jr., bro. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. looks like a fucking freak, bro.
Nah, the wideout class is what stands out. Like the quarterbacks to me, Drake May. I'm like, fucking Drake May sucks, bro.
I'm not on the Drake May train. I'm sorry, and I'm a UNC guy, but bro, he is not one. I didn't see any flashes of greatness all season, and two, what have we not seen? And I'm a UNC guy, but look at the UNC quarterbacks. Look at Sam Howell. Look at Mitchell Trubisky. We just don't produce star quarterbacks. It's just how it goes. But Jerry, if you're listening to me, man, listen. Come. Are you listening? I don't think. Come closer. All right. Let me talk to you. You told me, motherfucker, that you're all in. You said I'm all in. We ain't made no moves. There's not a single running back on the market for us to get. We let Tony Pollard go. We let Tyron Smith go. We were in the running for Zach Moss, and Jerry said, yeah, we wanted him, but he was a little too expensive. He signed for $4 million. $4 million. What you want from my bro? Jerry he's trying to shop at Dollar Tree and get a star running back. How is this all in? What are we doing here? I'm at the point, if I don't see you make any significant moves, because we're not going to get any solid people out of the draft, right? It's just not going to happen. We're not going to get lucky and get some superstar pick in wherever pick we are later in the draft. It's just not going to happen. If you don't make something magic, you better have a trick up your sleeve. Because if you don't, if I can't get back into my this is our year bag by the time the year starts, I'm boycotting the fuck out of the Cowboys, and I will spend the whole NFL season to try and galvanize other Cowboys fans on this podcast to also boycott so you can really feel how pissed I was. Because let me tell you, Jerry, I've dreamt of coming to the AT&T Stadium my whole entire life. Sterling knows this. And I had to witness that shithole at Green Bay. And I do not want to experience that again. The fact that I waited my whole life to experience that game when Dak was almost the MVP and I thought we really had a chance to win the Super Bowl, I really told the person I went with, when we start blowing them out in the third quarter, let's look around the stadium. That's what happened. So, no, Jerry, I'm telling you right now, I am not happy, and I know a lot of Cowboys fans are not happy. If you don't make something happen, old ass nigga, then you and Ryan finna be tied up in the Bohemian Grove. You can both know.
Oh my god, dude.
But that's all I got on football, man. That's all I got.
I apologize to any Cowboys fans out there, including my buddy Mike. At the end of the day, the Cowboys are going to cowboy, and that's what they going to do. And honestly, maybe not making moves might be the play for y'all. Maybe that's what y'all need. Maybe you shouldn't feel like you're going to win this year, and that you might win. You might get surprised. You might make it past the second game that you play in the playoffs. I don't know.
But I love when the season rolls around to hit I'm gonna look at you, but it's our year though, right? It's our year. Then we start having a couple. We start off hot. We looking good as hell. It's our year though, right? And same shit.
You're worse than me being a Yankees fan, man. The Yankees ain't. MLB is way harder to win in. I will always say that, but too many moving parts. But either way. Shit. I feel for you, but maybe you should take some notes out of Tepper's book. At least Tepper's spending money; it just ain't in the right places.
I want to take no goddamn notes. I never remind me to never cheat off Tepper's test, bro. Ain't nobody looking over that nigga's shoulder.
You know we're paying more taxes for the stadium too. We're not going to get taxed here. We're getting taxed on the stadium.
Yeah, for the tickets that cost 45 cents and nobody show up.
Bro, like we're literally getting extra tax so they can add additions to the stadium. Because he said if we didn't want to pay the taxes, he was going to move them to South Carolina. Like, fuck you, nigga. There's too many broke niggas in South Carolina. Shut the hell up. Like
South Carolina Panthers, that don't even sound good.
No, bro, like suck me, bro. Like literally suck me. I mean, brain cells at an absolute minimum. But I will say this, and I'll say this right now. We haven't seen the Chiefs make too many moves or anything crazy yet, but there's going to be a crazy play that happens before this draft starts. And it's either going to be blocked. You're going to hear about it, be a rumor, and it never happened, or it's going to happen, and it's going to ruin the game of fucking football. It's going to ruin it, bro. Patrick Mahomes is going to have the fucking monsters like we were talking about the 49ers trolling. 49ers trolling.
Maybe that's why Jerry didn't make no moves. He already heard about what Andy's cooking up. He's like, man, fuck this. We ain't winning shit, no way. I'm not about to spend all this money for...
I want people to understand that I have a lot of respect for general managers and owners of teams because I know it's not as easy as we make it seem. Because there's a lot of numbers and other things that go into it. But please, for the love of God, don't fucking start picking up guards and non-relevant linebackers for no fucking reason when your offense can't even produce more than fucking 13 points a game. Like, you score one motherfucking touchdown a game as an NFL team? NFL? I ought to shoot somebody, bro. I really ought to shoot somebody. But we ain't gonna do that, man. I don't believe in actually, I do believe in murder, but I ain't gonna do that.
So yeah. So I mean, damn. Obviously, we down bad right here. If you thought that we were gonna come over here and hype up all these trades and everything like that, we definitely not because we down bad. We hurting. But there has been some crazy moves going on, and it's insane. And I think it's just the top of the iceberg. We're gonna see some more crazy stuff going on, but. That's all we got for today, folks. That is the show. For the fellas out there listening, listen. They only want a 1% nigga, and we only tell you every single week. Every single time we on this show, we tell you they only want a 1% nigga. Sterling be giving you words of guidance and wisdom so you can become a 1% nigga. And I just tell you at the end that if you don't do it, then your bitch gonna leave. So, he's going to give you, like, the real-world lessons, and I'm just going to tell you your hoe is about to leave your broke ass, so become a number 1% nigga. And for the ladies out there listening, listen, he don't want you, sweetie. He's not texting you. He hits you up at 2:30. He ain't trying to cuff you up. He got other hoes. He don't even got other hoes, but he just know that you ain't the right hoe. So he's just not committing. It's okay, though. Don't worry about it. Even though you're getting kind of old, so you might want to find somebody sometime soon, but it's okay because you're still beautiful and powerful and will always love you. It's the After Dark Podcast. Until next time.